revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. They took it to 10. Hey.
Okay, Coach. Well, first opened way back in 1972. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium, part of the Truman Sports Complex here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs.
We play to win. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Hopkins, he'll find Lindsey here. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Check three.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it. And some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 27. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Easy. 40, come on. I'm coming after you. Whip. Watch the whip.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes going up top. Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Will Harris. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Throwing deep for Galladay. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there and stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Check three. You go.
Operating from the gun. Hopkins escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Nice job by Juan Thornhill there to get a hand in and break up the play. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. 2nd and 4. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Fred Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drive.
Now a hit and a loose football. Taking it right down Broadway. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Jesse James taking it in. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. And that's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance if they want to be aggressive.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Ty Johnson, 93 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory, and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, you usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a...
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Samson Ebukam, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Attack!
On the draw, this is Cohen. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 2 there, second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they're bringing your tight end, keep him.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100-1. And it's not looking good for them here.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. From the gun, Hopkins flushed out right to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. 2nd and 6. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Hopkins eluding the pressure right. James has got it. Complete. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
He will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but
Okay, my bad.
you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. In his own end zone, it's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He is going to find Hill here. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. 23 yards, the final tally. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
First down, a run with Cohen. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Slam, attack!
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Mahomes. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Mahomes now to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We Remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. On second down now, it's Cohen, and here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up first and goal.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
40's Mike. Hey, 43, 15.
Now Mahomes. Being chased out left. He'll run it, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
15. Tighten up.
Mahomes going to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but now it's third and goal.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 3-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
You don't want it. Check.
Second and 14. Screenplay, Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now a second time. Timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Watch out. Check 37. Check 37.
And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing now is Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. A gutsy call there. You exit the locker room with a lead. Try the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
All day. Attack! Any day.
Now here's Mahomes. The hitter here, it's complete. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Mahomes now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. On play action, it's Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman.
Get ready.
13 yards on the play. And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Even. 4 down. Even.
Mahomes now on 1st down. The screen pass here to Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Let's go, attack! It's our time. Delta.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Here we go.
First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The sack by Dorian O'Daniel, the linebacker from Clemson. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. Right here. Alert 3. Alert 3.
2nd and 15. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go. 36. Check that.
From the gun, Hopkins. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis. 3rd down here.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete.
Right there, 40's Mike. I got you.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darius Slay with a pick. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now left side on the swing pass. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun. Hopkins. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. A good pickup there at 22. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, 27 yards, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Collect. Shit.
They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. To throw on 2nd down. Hopkins, they'll roll him out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Yellow, I'm going. Gotta do better. Come on. Yellow.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Stepping up. He's going to keep it. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
They'll run on 1st down. Cohen. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Whoa. Let's get it.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Mahomes now on the sneak.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Try down these two. For the line, right? Get the ball. Check. 15.
On 1st down, it's Cohen. And he'll get this down only to the 18. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Come on. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. 15. Defense, keep it up, guys.
Back to throw. Mahomes. This is caught. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Well, they have had no answer for this connection all night long.
Yeah, you just have to think in a 2-minute situation, that's got to be a concentration lap. You know they're going to go back to him with the game that he's been having.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tariq Cohen in the final minute, and the Chiefs have taken the lead.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together, make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Galladay. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Check three. Bang, bang.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Mike's 50. Check.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down. Hopkins. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long.